guys, we're in a wheat field today, and what we're planning to do is do some scouting, and we're going to accomplish two things. We're going to take a stand count to assess how well our planting stand has been established, and we're going to get the stage of the crop, and that's going to be important for nutritional pieces, but also for determining what kind of herbicide program you're going to pick. So the first place you should start when you're scouting a field, before you're even getting into the field, is getting a good aerial in-season image of that field. Because now today, with the technology we have, we can go in with a very rifled approach, and we can go into very particular places in the field, places that are good and places that are poor, and determine why they are that. So let's go on that in-season image, let's go find a spot, and let's go meet me over on a good spot. Okay, we've taken our in-season image and we decided to start on a good looking part of the field. And so this is where it took us, and the wheat does look good here. So the first thing we're going to need to do is take a stand count to determine what our population is. So this is how we'll do that. We're going to want to take a tape measure. We're going to want to pull this out, measure 1 foot a row, lay this down on 1 foot a row, and count our plants. And once we have our plant count, we would take that plant count, we'll multiply that number by 12, and we'll divide that number by the row spacing in inches. That number is going to give us the plants per square foot, and so then we'll have our plants per square foot number. Once we know that, then we all know that there are 43,560 square feet in an acre. So if we take 43,560 times that plants per square foot value, we will know how many plants per acre we have for the wheat. Okay, so we're also in that good area of the field, and we're just going to stage the crop. And so we just dug up some plants and we're just pulling them apart to determine what stage we're in. So looking at this simply, we've got one single plant, and we've got 1 collar, 2, and 3. So I normally just call this a 3-leaf wheat plant, but we also have a tiller starting to come out now too. So I would just simply call this 3-leaf tillering, but if we were in the Feekes scale before tillers, it would just be Feekes 1, and if we were to count 3 collars, it's Feekes 1, 1.2, 1.3. But now that we have a little tiller out, now we're in the Feekes 2 stage. So now we've gone to a poor area determined by the in-season image, and it definitely looks like that now that we're in this part of the field. There's definitely a thinner stand. It looks more gravelly. It looks to be lighter, drier soils. And so it's good to come and take stand counts here. But remember, when you're using that in-season image, you want to get good representative areas of the field, and so you don't want to count too many of these against your stand count. And remember, I may have not mentioned this before, but when you're taking your stand count, you don't determine the whole population of the field by that one foot count and determine your population there. You want to take several of those to get an average representation of the field. But now that we're in this poor area, there's other things we can look at and try to determine what's going on. So in some of these thin areas, we are seeing big gaps in where there's no plants. We start digging up. We're finding that we actually do have plants in here. And so we're seeing spindly plants that have brown in them, nubby roots, things that aren't making it out of the ground. Very likely what this is, because we had very dry conditions starting out this planting season, and this is a particular sandy part of the field. We likely are seeing some burn from the starter fertilizer. And so we're just seeing where we have low organic matter, drier soils, and that fertilizer is looking for any water to attach to. It just happens to be from that seed, and that's affecting our stand. But now we know why we're seeing a stand reduction as part of the field. So that's really what we're after when we're scouting.